Museums like Pitt Rivers enable South Sudanese, especially here in the UK, to see what we are about, what we have and what we have had. And I think that's very important because it allows us to connect with our identity.
They are custodians and bearers of people's memories and histories, culture.
I just want us to take control of our narrative, of our story. I feel like growing up, we didn't really have a story, like a chronological story.
These artifacts being displayed in such an institution as Pitt Rivers allows us to relate the story of these artifacts back to the country, such that we can regain our footing as a united people.
It's essentially of us looking at ourselves, looking at our culture, looking at how we relate to each other and looking into what connects us as South Sudanese people.
The museum has a lot of artifacts from South Sudan. It has allowed me to see items that I have never seen before in person, items that we might not even have in the country anymore. So it really ties into my identity in the fact that it shows me what my community has had and also what my community has lost as well.
These objects that we've been viewing, they serve multiple functions, some spiritual, some domestic use, utility, some purely artistic, others are used in everyday productive activities.
The thing that was very interesting about them is that all of them had a level of decorative detail that for the artifact itself you wouldn't necessarily associate like a weapon with being beautiful or like being aesthetically like appealing, but for some reason there was just so much work and effort put into making the artifact actually look beautiful.
The photographs documented South Sudan at the time.
Having things documented visually is a powerful way to, you know, create a story collectively, and it doesn't limit anyone because everybody can see it.
So I've also seen the ritual of slaughtering bulls on those photos, so it's something that I've also witnessed in person.
I've seen a range of different artifacts, mainly from Zande, Nuer and Dinka tribes. The two objects that stood out to me most was the Nuer Dang, the spiritual Dang, and the Dinka shield.
Ivory is something that is really has a lot of value, and also the trade of ivory is like a huge problem in Africa. So that's a kind of a cultural item that is dying out.
I was able to view some Lukbara and Mundu artifacts, which were really of great personal significance to me because those are the tribes that I hail from.
The importance of objects in forging a sense of collective belonging, where every South Sudanese is able to see themselves represented in the body politics of the new country.
It was a very touching experience for me to be here and see those artifacts.
We're now in a position where we have the resources to create something that we can potentially, just leave on for generations and generations just to see.
It's completely limitless in terms of keeping people's memory alive.
I'm glad that this museum has these artifacts and is keeping it for future generations. And
in terms of identity, I think places like the Pitt Rivers Museum, that this is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of cultural artifacts that we have. And the more South Sudanese learn about our cultural artifacts, the more it will unite us, the more we learn about one another, our tribes, and the more it will bring us together as a nation.
I think every human individual ought to know their past, where they have come from, if they ever have an aspiration to know where they are headed.
And the more we learn about our present and our past, the more we can plan for the future and have a sense of belonging and purpose.
Adura